Okay, so now we will see how to establish a social media marketing strategy, which are the steps to establish a social media strategy. The first step is, as always in marketing, to make a situation of the status quo. That is the situation. By doing an analysis about the firm's environment and do a SWOT analysis. SWOT means strengths, weaknesses of the firm. So which are the strengths in terms of social media and which are the weaknesses and which are the opportunities and threats of the market. For example, if you have already an established brand, you might have strong brand capital, brand awareness, but you're perhaps not so present on social media and digital media, which means that this would be a weakness, which means that you have perhaps to recruit younger employees who are familiar with social media and brand presence on social media. So by doing this analysis, you will summarize the positive points and the negative points of the firm's and the brand's environment. This means that you have to start what are the strengths of your brand or of your activity and what are the weaknesses you can improve. And where are the opportunities? So, for example, they're only present in Bangkok area. Opportunities would be to be present even in whole Thailand. So northern Thailand, southern Thailand, this would be an opportunity, but the threat could be also if you are present in too many regions, you also need more employees. It might be more difficult to ensure the distribution of your products in the whole country. So this would be an example of a SWOT analysis, where you review the firm's environment, its strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Based on that, you will review your marketing plan about the firm and its brand. So which activities can be tied to social media? Some activities are certainly more appropriate to be tied to social media, others less. If you take again the example of L'Oreal or all the big brands, or Amazon or Air France and airlines, actually all activities can be tied to social media because actually you want to advertise all activities. But you have to think about which of these activities should be tied to social media. And then you have to fix the firm's objectives. And so what are the objectives? Do you want to create brand awareness? Do you want to create interest? Do you want to create purchase trials? So you have to establish the different firm's objectives, because accordingly, the actions you will do on social media will be different. So what are the strategies? That is, do you want to do customer acquisition, recruit new customers, or do you want to make customers loyal, or do you want to do both? So you have to establish your marketing social media strategies. And related to that, you have to fix your performance metrics. And by doing that, you have to analyze your customers, a target group analysis, which means which are your customers.
With core audiences, define the rules and criteria by which your ads are served. Adjust your target audience to be as broad or well-defined as you like, based on the following criteria to improve personalization in terms of the communication. For example, location, serve your ads in the cities and communities and countries you want to be in. Demographics, select an audience based on demographics such as age, gender, education, occupation, and more. You can track the types of users your ads are targeting. However, Facebook will never reveal the personal information. Then next, interest. Target your ads based on the interest and hobbies of the people you want to advertise to, such as, for example, organic food, action movie, or other interests and hobbies, to make your target ads more relevant and closely related to the interest of the target group. You can target according to behaviors. Target your ads based on consumer behaviors such as previous purchases, loyalty, purchase intensities to target heavy buyers, and you can also target according to device usage, for example, mobile phone, tablets, or PCs. And finally, target according to relationships. Choose to include only engaged people or Facebookers or social media users who interact with your Facebook page or social media page, or exclude them to find new audiences.
You have to see what competitors are doing in order to compare yourself and to do a competitor benchmark. What can you do similar to competitors, but more importantly, what can you do better and differently in comparison with the competitors? How can you differentiate? The overall aim of marketing is differentiation, and differentiation means how can you do things differently and better to be perceived more efficient, more performant compared to your competitors. And what social media activities are they using? Are they general today? All brands are present on all social. So generally, they use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn. Some use also LinkedIn. So the situation analysis is an analysis of what you have done in the past and what competitors are doing in terms of social media marketing, what you will want to do in terms of social media marketing, who are your customers, what is the profile of them, and what objectives have to be fixed, and what performance metrics should be fixed. So this is the step one. In step two, once you have done that, you will, as always in marketing, fix your objectives and fix the budget. So when do you want to do the social media campaign? Which are the tasks and objectives which should be accomplished? For example, increase your market share or your sales revenues. Another objective might be you want to increase the traffic on Facebook, on social media, or on your website. Another target might be to achieve brand goals, such as brand awareness, that the brand is better known. One target might be to increase the knowledge about the brand, but also the interest. And finally, the trial, that is the customers purchase a first time your product. Another target might be to do customer acquisition in order to increase the database size. Another target is to achieve customer relationship management goals, increase loyalty, to increase retention, or to reduce churn. Churn is customer defection, that is the number of customers which are lost. And a final goal might be to increase user participation and engagement. For example, to encourage them to increase the number of comments, positive comments, or social shares, or videos. So it is important in a step two, according to in the status quo analysis, situation analysis, which objectives you want to achieve. All these objectives are not exclusive. You can increase traffic, but also increase brand awareness, but also increase loyalty. So you can have different targets, not only one target when doing a social media campaign. So this is step two. In step three, you gather your target audience insight. So you establish which customer segments you want to select to target. Younger people, older people, men, women, geographical repetition. So you, according to the most fitting customer segments, you will target the segments which fit most with your offers.
With core audiences, define the rules and criteria by which your ads are served. Adjust your target audience to be as broad or well-defined as you like, based on the following criteria to improve personalization in terms of the communication. For example, location, serve your ads in the cities and communities and countries you want to be in. Demographics, select an audience based on demographics such as age, gender, education, occupation, and more. You can track the types of users your ads are targeting. However, Facebook will never reveal the personal information. Then next, interest. Target your ads based on the interest and hobbies of the people you want to advertise to, such as, for example, organic food, action movie, or other interests and hobbies, to make your target ads more relevant and closely related to the interest of the target group. You can target according to behaviors. Target your ads based on consumer behaviors such as previous purchases, loyalty, purchase intensities to target heavy buyers. And finally, target according to relationships. Choose to include only engaged people or Facebookers or social media users who interact with your Facebook page or social media page, or exclude them to find new audiences.
For example, you want to sell balloons, so your target groups are probably younger people, for example, for weddings. So it would make sense to know all people, for example, to rent all the dresses about people who are planning a wedding in the future. It might be families with children who want to celebrate the birthdays of the children. So it would make sense to rent addresses or to do Facebook campaigns with families having children between 5 to 10 or 12 years. And by doing social media campaigns to these target groups, you would probably increase brand awareness, but also desire to buy your products and to organize the birthdays or the celebrations, wedding celebrations with your products. So this would be one example how to choose to select a target group. And then in the next step would be to analyze which are the benefits researched by your target group. This means that typically what we're always doing in marketing, analyze what are the benefits of our offer, of our services, and which are the benefits our customers are searching for. If we take again cosmetic brands, and the benefits might be to reduce wrinkles or to make a skin less greasy. So you should focus in your communication campaign about the benefits the cosmetic is giving to the target customers, as these are the benefits they are searching for. Or for a party service, the benefits would be, for example, a full service, organize the full party, find the location, do the decoration. These are actually what you have to do also in your market research. How do you position your product offer, and which are the benefits you're fulfilling, satisfying with your products and services? Next step, you have to define the social media zones and communities, social relationship, social publishing, social entertainment, and social commerce. On these segments do you want to be present? How should social media be used in terms of only reading, sharing of content, videos? So what do you want that customers do on social media? And which social media are important for them? So which are the social media on which they are present? There are differences. For example, in Thailand, you have Line. Probably Line is more important than WhatsApp. And so it is important to understand fully your target audience by searching inside, by doing marketing research in order to understand what are they searching for, who are your target groups, what are the benefits they're searching for, what do they want to do, which are the social media they use, and how do you want to make them participate. So again,
in step 4, you have to select the social media zones. So considering your objectives, the budget, the strategy, and the target groups, and the insight about the target groups, you should select the zones. So there are different groups: social relationship or social community, social publishing, social entertainment, and social commerce. And in these social media zones, you have to determine which media vehicles to choose, such as Facebook, Twitter, Line, or WeChat.
So an example, the different social media zones. So by considering the objectives and the budget, because L'Oreal has another budget than a small and medium-sized company. So for a small and medium-sized company, the budget is limited. So it makes sense. You cannot probably be present on all the social media zones. So it makes sense to focus on those zones which appeared most important according to your strategy and segments. Therefore, it is important to choose social media according to what your target group is searching for. For example, it makes sense to start by creating a social community where people share pictures on Facebook or online. And the next step might be to engage them so that they become bloggers by writing editorials or user-generated content that can be useful. You can also think about how gamification games can be introduced in the social media process, or how music can be used to increase the experiential impact of your social media campaign. And finally, there might be a link. You might create a social media e-commerce platform where you create links from targeted social sharing to a platform where customers can finally purchase the product or the services your advertising on the social media. So you see, it's a sort of. So you can choose some of these zones or all of them according to your topics. And it depends also, again, on your target groups. Older customers are probably more present on Facebook. We know today that Facebook is addressing more to customers between, let's say, 30 to 50 years old, whereas Instagram or Snapchat are more fitting to younger customers. You have also to choose then the media vehicles according to the target group analysis you're doing, according to the segments. So again, it's very important to know which customers you are focusing on, targeting, and according to that, you will choose the social zone, but also the media vehicles with which you want to target your customers. Then you will, in step 5, create your activation plan. What is the timing? When do you want to start the media campaign? And what budget do you need to accomplish each object? I give you an example. I'm the head of a doctorate of business administration, which we operate in Bangkok, in Thailand, and Vietnam. And we're actually trying to recruit students for this doctor degree by doing a social media campaign. Our target group are customers having at least 5 years professional experience and having at least an MBA or any other master degree in economics, management, engineering, law, or social science. We are actually doing a LinkedIn campaign. We choose LinkedIn because LinkedIn is a professional network. So it makes sense to be present rather on LinkedIn than on Facebook. And our main aim is, first of all, to do social publishing. So we publish content about our DBA degree with content. And then we are doing a webinar where we communicate about this doctor degree. And we enroll doctoral students who have already done or who are actually enrolled in our program in order to do testimonies. This is typically customer engagement. Satisfied customers are there to do testimonies on social media about the positive experience. So we are also doing social community management with sharing, where customers share the positive experiences, and conversing, because the customers or the doctoral students can communicate with other potential customers, which we call prospects, in order to acquire them, in order to convince them to enroll in our DBA. We're not doing social entertainment because it does not make sense. It's an education, and so it does not make sense to play games and to do music. And so that is why we don't do social entertainment. And social commerce, we're not doing social commerce because we don't have actually an e-commerce platform. So prospects who are interested in our doctor degree will contact myself as the head of the degree or our administrative staff. So you see, according to different targets, different companies, different social media strategies are appropriate. This is rather more a serious product. A party service would certainly make sense to do social entertainment and above all all the time to have a social commerce platform on which different services or products can be commercialized. But it is important to choose your campaign according to the budget, as budgets are not unlimited. It makes sense to choose the media according to the budget you have and according to the time. For example, to advertise our DBA degree, we are organizing the webinar in the last week of September, and we are doing social media campaigns in the next 2 weeks. So in the Bangkok metropolitan area, but also in Ho Chi Minh City, so Saigon, and in Hanoi, in Vietnam, in order to target them, to do prospect management, to recruit, to acquire new customers, via the webinar. So we want to get to know our brand. So our target is to create brand awareness, is to create website traffic to go to our website, to create interest, to acquire new customers who enroll in our DBA degree. Our main target is to increase customer acquisition and to increase customer awareness. So step 6, to manage and measure the social media campaign. So which are the metrics which allow us to assess the effectiveness of our campaign? We will see that in detail in chapter 10. But this means, for example, to measure brand awareness, we can measure recall, brand recall, website traffic increase. We can measure the number of clicks on our website, how many times the users have been stayed on our website, how many click-throughs they're doing, how many pages they click through on the website. We can measure customer acquisition by the number of inscriptions into the DBA degree, but we can also measure customer address acquisition by the number of addresses we acquired through our social media campaign. So you can see it depends on our objectives, and the metrics or the KPIs has to be established in the plan. And we will see in chapter 10 how we can measure effectiveness and the individual indicators. And we have to determine how to collect the data to assess in social media marketing. So how do we want to collect the data? For example, mostly we collect email addresses. This is the most appropriate way, but we can also rent addresses. For example, on Facebook, you can target those users having an MBA degree, having at least 5 years of professional experience, living in the Bangkok metropolitan area. And then our media campaign will be sent to all Facebookers or all social media users that correspond to this target group information. And then we will collect the email addresses of those who respond or who enroll in our webinar. This is another way how we can collect information. So the easiest way to collect information is to make the social media campaign and to ask customers to go on our website and to enroll into the website or to create a profile, which enables us then to collect this information, to analyze this information, and to interact with the customers through this email address or telephone number, the cell phone number, if we want to contact these customers by cell phone or email address of link.